Do you ever look at your legs and think, damn, these tree trunks could be trunkier? Or maybe your friends started a squat club without you, and it's invite only. You probably weren't invited because, well, let's be honest here. Look, we've all been there. All you've got is your refrigerator and you're just trying to leg press with that thing. Guys? But no more. Because this big boy right here is the Arete 2-in-1 leg press hack squat combo from GMWD. And it's got one goal in mind, to turn your quads into certified weapons of mass contraction. I'm BJ from the Iron Clinic, and today we're diving into one of the most solid combo machines I've ever tested in my very real, fairly clean garage gym. Leg day in a home gym can be notoriously difficult to hit. Most of us have a barbell, maybe some dumbbells, and maybe a prayer to get us through that leg day. And that's fine. You can get a lot of versatility out of just those pieces of equipment. You really don't need anything else in your home gym to do a good leg day. But if you really want to grow, and if you really want to hit your muscles with the variety that they need as they adapt to exercises over time, you're gonna need more ways to target those muscles. Plus, as much as I love doing barbell back squats, I certainly get tired of doing them month after month after month in my training. And the machines like the Arete fill a real gap in the home gym community. You get a leg press, a hack squat, and a calf raise machine, all in one fairly large footprint. This is true versatility in a heavy-duty machine that has a footprint to represent all of the variety that it's gonna bring to your workouts. And honestly, this thing is worth its weight in quad gains. Let's talk setup. Assembly was a breeze. This was honestly a fairly easy machine to put together, and the instructions were exceptionally clear. And GMWD even responded in less than 24 hours when FedEx did their usual, oops, I lost one of your packages. Now, listen, I did assemble this thing alone. Was it wise? Absolutely not. GMWD recommends that you do not do this alone. Would I do it again? No. Absolutely not. This thing is long, it is heavy and awkward until it's all locked and bolted together. It's honestly like trying to assemble a mechanical rhino while the other hand holds a wrench and your dignity at the same time. But here's a pro gym tip for you.
Pro gym tip, baby.
Just bring a friend, or bribe your neighbor, or summon some kind of demon to help you put this thing together. This really may be one of the few machines that you truly heed the advice of get someone to help you assemble it. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with a couple blood blisters and an upset tummy. Once built though, this thing is a tank. The frame is rock solid. This thing is not flexing under any load whatsoever. And the craftsmanship is actually better than most of the machines that I've put together in this price range. The welds are good, the paint looks great, the decals look fantastic, even all the bolts and nuts are locking together perfectly without any missing threads. I've loaded this thing up to 900 pounds, and that's when I noticed a weird sticking point on the rails. It's not unsafe, it just feels like the sled is catching ever so slightly on something, and I can't figure out what it is. It could be the rails flexing, could be my form, could be the wrath of the quad gods taking out their misery on me. But once it's moving, it is buttery smooth. Here's what we're working with. The weight horns on the sled have a 1,000 pound weight capacity to them. That's supported by 11 gauge steel throughout the frame and 5 individual weight horns to load plates onto. Regardless of what type of plates you have, you're gonna be able to load enough weight on this due to the 5 weight horns. You've also got 4 additional weight horns on the back of the machine to store your plates when not in use. Always a nice feature to have. At the bottom, we've got a safety stopper to make sure that if you do have to fail a lift, you're not gonna get stuck or injured inside of this machine. And it's got some wheels and a handle to help navigate it and move it around. You'll use them. You're not gonna use them. The padding on everything is plush, maybe a little too plush for my liking. I prefer a foam that's a bit firmer. It's gonna give you that protection and that padding to make sure that the lift itself isn't uncomfortable, but it also doesn't feel like it's gonna swallow you, especially when you're doing these heavier lifts. Still, It's an incredibly comfortable machine that allows you to get really low. And I mean like so low that you're gonna start wondering if you should really be taking your hack squat or your leg press that low. The hack squat is adjustable and provides 4 different angles to utilize it with. I do wish the adjustable hack squat foot plate had some etched numbers in the mechanism itself. It would just make setting it up between lifts a little bit easier every time you use it. On that note, the hack squat foot plate is quite wide and it can easily accommodate any width that you want to take with the stance for your hack squat. The leg press foot plate though, it's just not very wide. You can make it work and I experienced no discomfort or irregularities in my leg pressing, but I would love it to be an extra 3 to 4 inches. Again, I did not experience any issues in doing the leg press itself. However, I'd love for it to just be a little bit wider to accommodate some slightly different stances during my training sessions. Especially for a machine this large, any availability for variation is key to getting the most out of the large footprint that it takes up. Lastly, the trolley has a very long path of travel. As I said, you're gonna be able to get super deep in both your hack squats and your leg presses. I'm 6'1", and I feel like I get near the top of maxing this thing out, but not quite there. I'm certainly not hitting the back of this. I do fear though that if you were 6'6" or over, that you might not be able to get a full range of motion on this machine. But honestly, that's a total guess, and I would wager individuals who do fit in that height range are well aware of the restrictions of machines like this. Let's talk about function and performance. The Arete leg press hack squat combo performs excellently. I'm honestly greatly impressed with how much activation I get in my quads, my glutes, and my hamstrings every single time I use this machine. The hack squat is definitely my favorite. You can get a really wide stance in that and go crazy deep with it, as you can with the leg press, but something about it just makes me like the movement more. The leg press is great too, but the limited width of this foot plate is a small drawback. But I certainly never encountered any issues going too deep. Now, the calf raise block was something that was unexpected. I didn't know how much I was gonna love that thing, and I can honestly tell you that every single time I end up using this, I end up making sure that I end that session with calf raises on this beast. You get a really good stretch on it because you can get that full range of motion on the block. And because you've already loaded plates up onto it, it's no additional work to set it up and do the calf raises there. It just makes those workouts a little bit quicker. Footprint-wise, it's definitely a big beast. You're gonna need space for it. This is definitely not going in your home gym if you have a small apartment or a little townhome. It actually was smaller than I expected it to be. I honestly thought it was gonna fill this space up, but still, it's a big guy. You're probably gonna want a garage or a dedicated space where you have just a gym. I've got 600 square feet in here and this fits perfectly, but you're gonna want some room. You're also gonna want at least a foot, maybe 2 feet of extra room on the sides to make loading these plates a little bit easier. It does have wheels and it will move, but it moves like a sleeping bear. It's got legs, yeah, it can move, but I would just let it sleep. Could you store it vertically with those wheels? I mean, sure. It only weighs 400 pounds. I've used the wheels once to move it around the gym and that was nice. But the fact that this trolley doesn't lock into place really does make it quite cumbersome to move this around in any way. This big boy measures 47 inches by 84 inches by 56 inches tall. As I said, you're not gonna get this into a small space. But if you've got the room for it, it actually takes up less than you might be envisioning in your mind's eye. Let's talk durability and maintenance. I've used this thing for 90 days now, and I've used it almost twice a week in that time on my leg days. I've had zero maintenance issues whatsoever in this unconditioned garage gym of mine. When I got it, I did apply a little bit of lube to the guide rods because I cleaned them off with Simple Green, which is gonna remove any oil or residue or anything else that might be on there. Scrubbing all of that off makes sure that the bearings inside of the trolley stay nice and clean and don't get clogged up. So I reapplied that oil right then and there, and then probably reapplied it once more after that a couple days later. A little extra lube never hurt anybody. So if you get your machine, make sure you clean those guide rods off and apply a nice amount of lube to those rods. No loose bolts, no squeaks, no fading or chipping paint. I've had plenty of equipment that arrives in boxes that look like they've gone to war and back, especially when it comes through FedEx. But I found nothing on this machine at all when it arrived. Any of the dings and scratches you see are just from me being a big dumb idiot moving my equipment around. This thing truly is a set it and forget it tank, and it's gonna perform every single time you call on it in a workout. As you know, I use the heck out of all of my pieces of equipment, and this machine just does not care. It just performs. So, would I recommend the Arete? Absolutely. Should you buy it for yourself? Well, if you've got the room for it, I definitely think you should consider adding this to your repertoire for leg days. I picked this one out specifically because of the high weight capacity. It's got a 5-horn weight sled and 4 additional storage horns on the back of it. That means you can load over 1,000 pounds on the trolley when you're doing your workout and still have over 1,000 pounds stored on the weight horns at the back of the machine for storage. You're not gonna have to worry about safety, and it's gonna provide you all of the functionality you're looking for in an all-in-one machine. So once more, you're getting a leg press, a hack squat, a calf raise machine, and weight storage, all in one footprint. The Arete truly does maximize what it's capable of doing in the large footprint that is required to keep it inside of your home gym. Now, I'm always thinking about ways to improve and build upon great concepts. So what would I want in a version 2? Well, first and foremost, I would love a wider foot plate for those leg presses. I'd also love some firmer padding, as I said. I don't know why, it just gives me the confidence to press even heavier. I'd love those adjustment markings to be etched into the steel for the footplate itself. And maybe bump the weight rating up for actual pressing movements up another 200 or 300 pounds for the freaks out there that are using this in their home gym. But as it stands, this machine is built to work, and it's built to stay working. I want to thank GMWD again for sending out the Arete 3-in-1 leg press hack squat combo for review. GMWD stands for Great Machines Worth Designing. And this is an incredible machine that offers more versatility than the competition that's out on the market right now. But its large footprint very well may sway some of you from purchasing something like this. If you have questions, drop them down below in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. And hey, if you made it this far, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. It helps support what I do. And while you're at it, drop a comment down below with your favorite leg day exercise in your home gym. We're gonna know which of you is actually training legs.
We're gonna know.
Thanks once more to GMWD. I'm BJ from the Iron Clinic. Keep being great, keep pushing forward, and keep getting better every day. If it looks like I'm wearing a bodysuit of fake muscles in front of a green screen of a snowy mountainside, well, you'd be right on at least one of those accounts. It's been an hour to set up that shot. Oh, goodness. Oh, fuck me. All right, hold on a second. The camera got moved. Could be the rails flexing that the trolley... Could be the guide rods flexing, could be my form, could be the quad gods. Really, mountain climber goat over here.